All right, so are you ready for this? Today we're going deep, like really deep, into all the crazy emotions and experiences leading up to that big moment, stepping into the MTC for a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Yeah, it's kind of a big deal, right? I mean, it's way more than just like packing your bags and learning how to say hello in a new language.
A whole life change, yeah.
Yeah.
And get this, our source material is this super personal account called Events Leading Up to Entering the MTC Part 1. And basically, it follows this young guy getting ready to serve in the Oakland, California mission.
Oakland, huh? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. What kind of stuff are we talking about here?
Oh, you name it. Childhood dreams, a kind of embarrassing attempt to, share the gospel, even his non-member roommate's take on the whole mission call thing.
Wow, sounds like a wild ride. So where do we even start with all that?
He actually starts way back talking about how even as a little kid in primary, in Salt Lake City, he already had this, feeling of wanting to serve a mission.
Oh, yeah, I remember that feeling.
Right. And he even mentions that song, I Hope They Call Me on a Mission. Such a classic, right?
Yeah, a classic. And what's funny about those early influences, especially music, it's like they plant these seeds of longing and hope that stick with you, even years later,
Totally. And for him, that seed definitely took root. He talks about how when he was 16 or 17, he actually got to go out with the missionaries in Salt Lake.
Oh, wow, the real deal.
Yeah, they went to this place called The Park, which he describes as being near Redwood Road and 2200 South. Not exactly the safest area.
Okay, so real-world missionary work. Not always easy, huh?
Not always. And get this, he was paired with this Polynesian missionary who had this incredible way of looking at fear.
I'm listening.
They saw this lady smoking while walking, and the missionary just, tells her it's bad for her. And then he turns to our author and says, the cool thing about missions is you don't fear people anymore. You're not afraid of talking to anyone.
Wow, that's powerful stuff. It really shows how a mission can push you to grow, and not just in a religious way, but in life skills too. Facing your fears, talking to anyone, that's huge.
Totally.
What happens next?
Next comes the mission call. He was at Snow College in Ephraim, Utah when his parents drove down with that, unopened envelope.
Oh, man. The anticipation.
He said he felt this wave of relief when he opened it and saw Oakland, California mission. English speaking and palm trees. Not too shabby.
That's pretty great. It's amazing how those little things like the climate or the language can totally affect how you feel about the call.
Oh, and the best part, his roommate, Aaron, wasn't a member of the church, right?
Yeah.
And his response to the whole thing was just, that's interesting, two totally different worlds colliding.
I love that. It just shows you how differently people can react to these big life moments, especially when they're tied to faith.
Okay, so mission call received. What's next? Well, it's time for the farewell and the setting apart, which is a special blessing given before starting a mission.
Right, like a formal send-off.
Exactly. He gave his farewell talk in the Union 27th Ward in Sandy, Utah. And get this, he used the Salt Lake Temple as a metaphor for missionary work, talking about all the sacrifice and meticulous craftsmanship that went into building it.
Wait, that's actually brilliant. He's basically saying that missionary work isn't just some quick task. It's a long-term thing built on dedication and sacrifice.
Exactly. And he definitely felt that support too. He mentions his family, friends, even his high school tennis coach, all there for him.
That sense of community is so crucial during this time, It's like a reminder that you're not alone.
And to top it off, he was set apart by Alan Packer, the son of Apostle Boyd K. Packer. Talk about a special connection.
Wow, that must have been incredible. Okay, so farewell done, set apart, he's good to go, right?
Almost.
Mm-hmm.
The last step before heading out is the MTC. And he talks about watching the Call to Serve video at the MTC and just feeling those pre-mission jitters hit him hard.
It's got to be surreal, all those months of getting ready, and then it all becomes real.
He describes saying goodbye to his parents through separate exits and that feeling of, anticipation, waiting to meet his mission companion and the other missionaries. Such a mix of emotions.
Excitement, nerves, maybe a little fear of the unknown. It's a lot to handle.
Absolutely. It's like this whole story is, kind of like a mirror. It shows us our own journeys, our own challenges, and even our own dreams.
Right. And while not everyone's going to, serve a formal mission, we all have those chances to, embrace that spirit of service, whether it's volunteering or fighting for a cause we believe in or just being kind to those around us.
We started this deep dive exploring one man's experience heading to the MTC, but it feels like we've uncovered so much more.
We did courage, purpose, service, even the importance of respecting different viewpoints. It's been a great conversation.
It really has. And as we wrap up, I want to leave everyone with this. Remember that life is all about transformation, about learning, growing, and pushing ourselves out of our comfort zones. Embrace those challenges, look for those chances to grow, and never underestimate the power of, a little bit of courage to help you move forward.
Well said. And maybe, just maybe, this deep dive will spark a little bit of that courage in our listeners to start their own journey, a journey of service and transformation.
I hope so. Thanks for joining us today, everyone, and we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.